Hey my fellow losers, I'm the loser for Bandana, and today we'll be looking at the movie Free Mics. No pre-review comment, it's just on with the movie. We start with a cab coming to pick up a girl named Mossy, who's going to Chicago. We cut to her father Sam and mother, which we never get the name for. Gotta love those old movies. Having a bit of back and forth about her leaving. Sam has this somewhat sweet moment talking about her wanting to be an actor, which I assumed, at this point in the movie, was why she was going to Chicago. A little bit more chatter goes on, but I actually like this, I'm gonna be real. Although it seems useless to the story, it sets up them as people with history. I know, truly shocking things to imagine. But they're over here talking about off-screen characters and stuff that is useless to the audience. So, yeah, it makes the world feel like it's existing outside of your view. I know, wild. But anyway, that aside, we next cut to Chicago and zoom in on this building where Mossy has this somewhat awkward interview scene. Oh, by the way, I was wrong on my earlier guess. She was in Chicago to become an airline stewardess, which is like pretty much this woman that takes care of the airplane, like it's her house. So yeah, that's what she does. She comes to become an airplane maid. Brilliant. But yeah, she gets rejected until she turns around the conversation and talks the interviewer's head off, which is what he wanted, it seems. So yeah, that was a good thing. Yay. Next we cut to some sort of training school where Mossy and a few other girls get a medical examination. And well, training. Duh. We get a few scenes which I'm going to gloss over because they're irrelevant. I love this bit though, where she's picked up by a pilot and tries to sell him on flying, and then insults being a pilot. If only Mossy were more perceptive. Well, then... Excuse me. Well, then, we'd have a more boring movie, wouldn't we? But anyway. We get to the plane where she does her tasks, or task, I should say, and then the pilot that was driving her gets on the plane. Who could have guessed? Me, I could, and so could you. But, oh well. After a bit of trouble, they take off. And after Prince Philip asks for something to eat, we realize she forgot to pack anything onto the plane. Which, it seems odd that all of this is on her, but it seems so, and, well, she forgot. So they land back. And the pilot goes off on her. I would say give her a break, but also I wouldn't, so I would be a hypocrite to say that. And I would be a great big liar if I were to say I wasn't laughing at her misfortune. Anyway, she gets to Nashville, and we learn she has become the talk of the whole airline. So wonderful. Oh, by the way, the pilot is named Mike. I was just reminded of that. We get a few scenes of her bringing food and drink to Mike. As for the other pilot, he'll be fine, I guess, while Mike is over there looking at the door waiting for his new crush to arrive again. I feel bad for Pilot, too. Anyway, yet again we land now in Chicago, and then she is reassigned to the Chicago-Los Angeles plane. Nice. We cut to her day off. I think that is what it is anyway. And she goes to her apartment. She shares with another flight stewardess named Jan. I will be honest, this is when I am thinking nothing is happening. Earlier on, I thought we were going somewhere, having a story, but right now it feels like it is just stuck in a loop plot-wise, which sucks. Anyway, on the next flight, we meet our next Mike, which is when I realized in the script that calling the pilot earlier simply Mike might have been a dumb idea for a movie which I am promised has free mics. So, anyway, this guy's now VIP Mike, and the previous guy was Pilot Mike. Got that? Wonderful. Anyway, moving on. We next have this moment where this girl walks up to VIP Mike while he is sleeping, and she just sits in his lap. By the way, these two are confirmed as strangers a few seconds later. Stranger danger, that is my motto. But yeah, VIP Mike doesn't really handle it any different than I would. Well, maybe I would tell them not to do that to people also. But anyway, the girl asks Mossy if she finds VIP Mike handsome. And well, she does. Who would have guessed? In a romance movie, she feels that way. Crazy. Anyway, after Mossy gives a little story about the Big Dipper, VIP Mike has to ruin it with his facts and logic. What a loser. Anyway, Mossy gets the girl's dog so she can finally go to sleep. Oh, by the way, the dog starts a fuss in the cabin and jumps on the lady with probably the worst dog allergy because she instantly flops over. Anyway, she gets reported for it. And while at a restaurant, she sees VIP Mike again, and well, she seems to really like him. And after a bit, we meet this man with a New York accent. I want to call him New York Mike. Well, he helps them get their car started after it breaks down, and we meet him again after one more plane ride. Anyway, quite swiftly, she goes on a date with him. That was fast. And just as fast, she gets a house, and all of the Mikes appear to help her move in. Truly odd timing. We have this awkward segment with all of them in the house. Honestly, I was waiting for one of them to have a fight or something. But she soon has to go, and then the reason she had to go gets cancelled. She comes back, and VIP Mike is still there. Wonderful. She has a bit of back and forth, and they end up going to VIP Mike's lab. The next day, she goes to a meeting with New York Mike, in which an idea she wrote gets used in an advertising campaign. Nice. Well, anyway, right after, she has to go on a flight with Pilot Mike. They end up making an extended landing. I think that is what it's called anyway. But yeah, they do that, so she has to stay with Pilot Mike. Anyway, she's met by a bonus, money, and her boss being happy with the free advertising. And New York Mike takes her with him to dinner. She really just goes anywhere with anyone that asks. How relatable. Anyway, we get this party where a bunch of people she has met with her connections are together. And then she gets a call by this picture guy. By the way, he was trying to do a little more than take pictures when she got there. I'll just leave it at that. Luckily, Pilot Mike knocks him out, and finally, that fist fight I was expecting breaks out between the Mikes. Anyway, I'll get fired in some way, and she talks them all into being hired again. Wonderful. I'll be honest, the next scene with all the guys proposing left me really uncomfortable and feeling really bad for her. I mean, damn. Anyway, she takes VIP Mike with her, and roll credits. Well, that was the movie. It had its ups and downs. I liked the first bit with the setup, but then there's this nosedive. It really picks up again after VIP Mike shows up. The movie was alright, although parts were awkward. Overall, I give it a 5 out of 10. I thought the jokes were decently good, and I enjoyed the story. It was not the best movie I've seen, but it was not also bad. Like I said, 5. Totally alright as a movie. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'm simply a loser with a bandana. I'll see you in the next review. Later.